Hello and welcome back to Monster Hunter World, where today we are going to be accepting this Land of Convergence quest. And I'm sorry to say I accidentally spoke to the handler between episodes. She basically said that her gut was telling her that something might go wrong on this quest, and she always listens to her gut. So, yeah. See, this is just a continuation of that. Okay. So, Land of Convergence. That's a new place. And let's go ahead and do it. And we'll grab a meal before we go. I now have every ingredient in the game, which is nice. And finally, we'll get an item set. Considering we've been fighting Elder Dragons, I imagine we'll probably be fighting another, if anything. So, Elder Dragon item set is go. And now, so are we. I mean, we'll probably be fighting something here, right? Otherwise, what would be going wrong?
This is the place the Admiral told us about.
Sure is neat looking.
So, you made it.
Admiral! Whoa! The Seeker is here too!
Seems we can't get out.
Yeah.
Was I on time? It's been days. Actually, it's been over a week since I recorded the last episode. Okay. Sounds fine. I guess. So, boat me over, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Neat. Sounds good. What if I don't want to end?
Farewell.
All right,
Now then.
so take me. Sure.
It begins.
I thought it was ending, sir. Why say it begins if we're about to reach an ending?
You're really doing this?
We shall return. Fear not.
Seems it's going to be slow going. Might go a little faster if we had more than one of us paddling, though.
How did you even find this damn place, anyway?
We have Zora Magdaros to thank for clearing the way. Upon dying, the Elder Dragons dissolve in the effluvium, and the energy that accumulates in the veins of the earth then crystallizes.
And over time, that grew into this recess?
Yes, However, in more recent years, I have sensed a drastic surge in the land's energies.
I don't like the sound of this.
Prepare yourself, my friend. Something is terribly amiss.
Oh.
It's inside.
Great mother of, damn.
Over countless years, the Elders' bioenergy created this. Even I never expected it to be so enormous. Wait. It's too pure. What is this thing, really?
Nothing bad, I assume, judging by this. Yeah, this seems perfectly benign.
No!
Oh. Oh.
I've gotta stop it!
Leave it to me, buddy.
All right. You got this? I'll get him back to safety while you keep our new friend here at bay.
Sure. It always weirds me out.
Don't let it leave the nest. And I mean do not.
Okay.
I'll be back with help.
Always weirds me out.
Just do what you gotta do.
Fine, stop talking. This thing seems to have too many eyes. But no, what weirds me out is when dragons have just regular hands instead of claws or paws. Oh, I discovered unknown. Got it. Yeah, these are just straight up hands. So that seems like something I don't want to be hit by. This tail looks mighty severable. Oh, it's also capable of slapping me. Got it. This thing makes interesting sounds. So the rear legs are definitely not even close to as weak as the front ones. Also, my cat using its palorang reminds me that I can also call for a paloranging. Well, he hit, so I should probably like toss these bombs at the wings. I imagine those are probably breakable. And they're not exactly easy for us to reach. Now we got pierce pods. That is quite the effective piercing. That heart looks like it'd probably be a bit of a weak point, considering it's very glowy and translucent and happens to glow a different color than the rest of the monster. Oh, that was a little close. I want to try getting a ride on this thing. Odd, that doesn't seem to do any status. I would have expected a status. It occurs to me that nothing in this game that we've fought thus far has done Dragon Blight. Is Dragon Blight, like, not being added to the game until Joe is? Or am I missing something? And if they do add Dragon Blight to the game with Joe, I wonder what flavor of Dragon Blight it will be. Whether it'll be the tri flavor of your affinity gets just dropped in the garbage, or will it perhaps be the... Oh, we got a fancy scale. Yeah, it could also be the just element removing Dragon Blight. That's also an option. That was a heck of a tremor. Oh, yeah, please do not hit me with that. And we got a membrane. Whoa, its tail looks all different-y. Oh. So now it does more than just slam. It also explodes. Got it. Definitely some really cool visual effects on this guy. I'll give them that. For reals, though, I want this tail severed, if at all possible. Also, is there like... Can we hit that and make it fall? Apparently not. Is this thing not rideable? That would actually be a little consistent with creatures of this size in the series thus far. But just because it's consistent doesn't mean it's pleasant. Like, oh, apparently it can be paralyzed. Good job, Stache. Ow. I'm gonna hit your fingers. Okay, I'll stop. Ow! For reals though, is there like anything that we can use other than just our weapon and our wits? Oh boy. Ow. Sure is nice that our cats are just so willing to help get us out of stun in this game, right? Oh, that doesn't seem like a thing I wanted to be near. Thankfully, I wasn't. Singer Thorns now, huh? Well, I only got one on the face, but one's better than nothing. Ow. Maybe in order to get a ride, we need to actually jump from on top of those crystals so that we can hit it on its actual back instead of on its, like, hands and whatnot. Ow. Of course, it'd help if we didn't get knocked right off. Ow. Okay, so it does do Dragon Blight. And it's the more recent type of dragon blight. Well, since if we cart, we'll just end up back at the base camp, I see no reason not to use max potion there. Alright, hold still, buddy. Oh, you didn't like that, did you? Ow. Actually, it looks like that might be droppable. But I don't have my stones now. Gonna hit you in the fingers. Ow. This guy does some damage. Oh, this is not a good place to be stunned. Stache, could you, like, help ever? Yeah, we can just grab more max potions if we end up carting. So using them isn't really a terrible thing. I do like that they're actually hiding the name of this creature from us. Because in previous Monster Hunter games, it's like, oh, you're fighting something that we've never seen before, and then you carve it and it already has a name. I mean, at least this game's trying to preserve the whole we have no idea what this thing is type of thing. Can I get up here? Not that it really helped. More slinger bombs. Oh, you didn't like that. I need a bit more health. I'll take a knockdown. Just let me get part of this tail off, please. I'll be really disappointed if this thing's tail has no severable bits. Did it get stuck in the freaking ground that it melted? That's kind of cool. That was a tail flinch. Oh, now it's flying. Aren't I supposed to not let it leave? Because it's leaving. Okay, I guess we're up here now. I guess it's just we're supposed to not let it get away. Just putting all my slinger bombs on the wings. Out of, again, the expectation that the wings are breakable, but difficult to get with our equipment. Go ahead and attack my cat all you want. There we go. Ooh, we cut off a nice big chunk of that tail. Ow. Okay, so it spits those out at pretty wide angles relative to the way the body is facing. I'm carving this right now, just because. Alright, we actually got it too. Oh, it's 2 carves. But yeah, like if this... Oh, we got a gem. Nice. But yeah, if this thing is gonna leave this area like it did the last one, I don't want the tail to get left behind without me carving it, so that's why I carved the tail now. Also, is this thing just seriously not rideable? Because GOG was rideable and GOG was bigger. It's got a cool face. Also, by the look of it, maybe only one of those things on each side is actually an eye. The rest might just be decoration, because they don't glow the same. And while he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and do this. There we go. For reals, though, if this thing's rideable, I want to ride it. I also want to give it a manicure. Oh, hey. I like that it dropped an item. Ow. That was not an item worth getting hit for. Ow. Thankfully, the powering cooldown doesn't actually start until it actually gets an item for you. Like, there's not too much reason to tell your cat to use Plunderblade, because your cat can only bring home 4 parts per monster anyway, and it'll almost certainly get those all by itself. But the powering will drop a sparkly every time it hits. So use that on cooldown. Not a bad idea. At least not if you like getting parts, which I do. Thankfully, it doesn't sweep that beam. Yep. Thankfully, it doesn't sweep that beam. Oh, if I didn't have to reload there, I might have actually scored a hit. Nope, missed with that one. So what causes him to burn the ground so bad that he falls in it? Because if I could get him to do that again, that would be useful. Come on, man. We're giving you a manicure. The least you could do is, like, fall over. Also, hey, another para. Good job, cat. Unfortunately, we didn't really capitalize on it very well. Ooh, that's a good spot for him to be in. Stay there, buddy. Okay, yeah, that did not get me a mount. I'm pretty sure this guy is unmountable at this point. Now he looks all toasty. Oh, no thank you. No thank you. Could you, like, get out of the toasty zone? Thanks. Didn't mean to actually jump off there, but I guess it works. Oh. Have you gotten yourself stuck? Oh, did we just actually give you a manicure? Oh, we did. Okay. I'm glad I was apparently just outside of that. I really wish he didn't hold his face quite so high up. Also, please no, please no. Okay. We're good. Not for long, though. We don't really have much in the way of mega potions left. Oh, are you leaving? Nope, you're doing sky lasers. Got it. Can he be flashed? He certainly looks like he's got enough eyes to be flashed. Also, I should use my mantle. I've got the Vitality Mantle right now, because it tends to be helpful against Elder Dragons, and I've been fighting Elder Dragons. Well, that flash did nothing, and it looks like he's coming down, so... Yep, that hand is definitely a little messed up. Ow. Thanks, Vitality Mantle. Well, this hand is... Ow. This hand is really glowy, and I imagine that means really weak. Ow. Okay, we are stunned. That's not great. But he's not doing much. And hey, our cat decided to actually help us during the time when it was, like, least needed. And there we go. Now we've got better heals. Ooh, that was close. Alright, buddy. Seriously. Give me that hand. Not convinced that was placed right. And now I'm pretty convinced that, yeah, he's just not flashable. That's good. Now let's get this face. I got that face. I wonder if this is one of those two-break faces. Ow. Oh, very ow. Almost lethally ow. Oh, there it is. Oh, well. That's fine.
You can grab a transport at the hitching post there. Then you'll be able to reach the other side of the river.
That's very nice. But for now, I care about food. And then I care about going in here and checking the item box and grabbing an item set. Specifically, we're getting this set back. Sure, we just got rid of all our rations, but honestly, I don't care. So, hitching post, take me to the thing. Wait, did one of these spires come back? I think it did. Not quite. Oh, we're doing this again, are we? Get yourself stuck. Wow, we're doing way more damage to this back foot than usual. Oh, that foot is... Yep. This tremor isn't helping. I should probably be going for the chest when he's down like that, shouldn't I? I can't really reach the chest most of the time, but I imagine it's breakable. And was that because he accidentally stepped on a crystal cluster? Is it like stepping on a big Lego? Ow. And this is what I was waiting for the max potion usage on. Waiting on for the max potion usage. I guess we can kind of reach the chest. I also imagine piercing pods can reach the chest as well. Unfortunately, the first one was taken by that little crystal spire in the ground. Oop. Thankfully, we landed past where he was spitting those from. We're definitely getting some good chest hits. And I sincerely hope that we're doing it for a reason. I mean, he definitely didn't like that. But that's no break. Didn't like the dragon pod, huh? Oh, he really doesn't like those in his face. Nor on his chest. He guards his chest with his hand. I really do like the lighting on him. And how his glowy spots also light us up when we're close enough to them. It's really cool. Good job missing me, bruh. If only I had more with which to attempt to bring him down. But sometimes jumping attacks work. And other times they just miss. But honestly, missing isn't so bad. Certainly worse to take a hit than to miss. And he is on the ground, which we appreciate. He's not very close to this, which we don't. Well, that's a sweeping one. I'm thinking if the chest was breakable, it probably would have broken by now. So it's really a shame if it's not breakable, because again, translucent, glowing a different color than everything else. Like, that's just all the hallmarks of please break this, or at least please attack this. I don't know that I hit with either one of those. Well, there's another para. Good job, cat. Oh, hey, we got more chances for Slinger Thorns. That one got him. So did that one. Problem is, now we gotta actually hit his face if we want to make use of him. Whoa, that was a little close. Little dangerous going for the face like that while a beam's coming out of it, but it looks like we came out of that okay. Wish we didn't have to be standing on lava. Oh, now it's very glowy. Oh, is that why? Ow. Ow. Okay, no carts left. Wonder how close we are to actually killing it. And it's not quite time for another one of those, which means let's use a max potion now. And then pop in here and replenish our items. And then we can also have a well-done steak. And we'll grab these stones. Not that I think that matters. And why was everything getting all shaky? Hey, buddy. Hope you're ready to die soon. Because I kind of need you to be... Oh, we can't go up there? Why'd it get all crystalled over? Flying again. That doesn't help me. But I could pelt him with stones. And apparently I can accidentally find some hot ground. So where's the thing my cat said he found? Oh, there it was. There was also a dragon pod, which is great because we know we can use those to get him out of the sky. So health comes first. And he's out of the sky on his own. Like some kind of jerk. I can't imagine he's too far from death. Like this big glowy chest, glowing differently than it used to be glowing, is telling me that he's probably pretty weak right now. And it's like his last gasp. Uh-oh. Need stamina. Oh. Thank goodness for the pillar protecting us, because I tried to do a Superman dive and it did not work. Gonna keep shooting rocks. About all I can do. Be cool if we brought him down with one of these rocks. We only have this as our option for getting up high right now. Way to try and get on it yourself, buddy. Ow. Very ow. Ooh, and there's stuff exploding on the ground still, which is definitely not good when our health is so low. Ooh, but we got slinger bombs. Whoa there. Alright, so he has traditionally fallen into the ground when we try and hang out near his leg. And that is no different right now. So let's just get in here and then... Okay, I guess we're zero-sum discharging the arm. Still, damage is damage. Need to get our health back, though. Let's just max potion. We're not allowed to cart anymore. There's no reason for us to save those for, like, after a cart. There never was to begin with. At least we're getting a decent amount of parts from this jerk. Like, seriously, giving our cat the Plunder Blade for a new monster seems like a good idea. Also a good idea is actually hitting the monster instead of just whiffing repeatedly. And that's an idea that I would love to put into play at some point. Rar to you too. Ooh. Oh, hey.
Hey, hard.
Yeah, I'm fine. I killed it. We're doing good. Be nice if the camera wasn't trying to just be inside the wall, though. Alright, let's get carving. Apparently we can't carve from its entire body. Oh, hey, a gem. And a shell. And a claw. We've gotten a bunch of unique parts, which is nice. So are there any other carve zones on this guy? It doesn't look like it. Looks like we just get a lot of carves from one spot. Yeah, and only one of these loses its light when he dies. So I think, yeah, just one of them is an actual eye and the rest is just decoration. Definitely a cool looking thing, though. Uh-oh. Well, we didn't get many parts from it in the rewards. Just a scale and a shell. And then the brakes that we got. A membrane and a claw. But then our little buddy got us some more shells and claws. Oh, and we're already at research level 2 for this thing that we still don't even have a name for. Okay. Oh, can carry more specialized tools. That is very nice. Kind of interesting that they, in the beta, let us use 2 specialized tools per hunt when that's something that we don't unlock until after beating this thing in the full game. This isn't my room.
Hey, Commander, he's awake.
What is it with you? All you ever do is sleep and fall off things.
And kill things.
So how awesome were you down there?
I was very awesome.
Annoying.
Why am I not wearing my armor?
Yes.
Well, good morning.
Hi.
Thanks to you, the Research Commission's work is complete. I sent a ship ahead to report back to the Guild. They'll relieve us just as soon as they confirm our findings. Everyone, I commend you all for your valiant efforts here. And now, let us celebrate! To banquet!
Okay.
Cheers! Well, we did it. You know, after we crash-landed here, I started to wonder if I made the right choice. But the new world was all the adventure I wanted and more. Oh, she made it. I'm just gonna say hi. Come on.
May I?
Sure.
If not for you, I might not be alive. Thank you. You have quite the eccentric group here. But all of them talented, unique, driven.
Uh-oh.
You all seem willful, with your own mind. But when the time comes, you join together and become a force to be reckoned with. I suspect there is no trial you could not collectively overcome. A monster that's been incubating in bioenergy. Lurking so close, yet hiding so well.
Thanks, I guess.
Perhaps it was what first drew the aging elders here, to satisfy its cravings for energy.
Could be right. Maybe it used some sort of pheromone or something. Eventually, the land became rich with nutrients. The perfect home for tough monsters. The energy smorgasbord must be why the elders inhabit the recess. Huh, you know, we're lucky you stopped that thing. Would have been a disaster if it left its nest. Well then, 3 cheers for you.
Thanks.
No. I think you should keep it.
Cool. What is it, though? Like, is it something I can use?
Listen up, everyone. We've received word from the Guild. The Guild commends you for your dedicated research of the Elder Crossing. In light of your findings, we have confirmed the monster as a new species of Elder Dragon. An official name has been chosen. Xenojiva.
Okay.
This concludes your duties with the Research Commission. We thank you again for your service. You are free to return home at your discretion.
Yeah.
However, the Commission's presence in the New World still has potential to be of great benefit to the Guild. We would ask you to continue your work there, if you are so willing. There you have it. If we decide to stay and take on new research, there are bound to be trials ahead. Dangers. You don't want that, do you?
You kidding?
What are you talking about? Of course that's what we want. Let's stay.
We can do it!
Yeah, we won.
Yes, we do.
Right.
All right. Commission, welcome to your new home.
I better pack on some weight. This is gonna be hard work.
I mean, like, seriously, why would we leave when we hear there's signs of Devil Joe? Well, gameplay-wise, this Monster Hunter was phenomenal. The environments were great. The monsters were great. Like, my only complaint is that I wish there were more monsters. Because from what I understand, we have now fought every monster that currently exists in the game. And judging by that map, there's clearly a lot more of the new world left to find. So, like, they could definitely do a lot of expanding of this game. Like, if they added 2-3 new maps and doubled the monster count, then I would say hands down best Monster Hunter game ever. Like, right now, again, gameplay-wise, it is the best. In terms of variety of things to do, maybe not quite as much. There's 30 monsters currently in the game compared to, say, the 89 that were in Double Cross. But, like, the gameplay, again, it comes back to gameplay. Gameplay was phenomenal. And honestly, it didn't feel like there were too few monsters. What it did feel like is there were too few monsters of specific elements and too few weapons. Like, for example, there are 2 thunder monsters in the game. Just 2. And there are 2 monsters in the game that can cause water blight, and one of them's not even a water monster. And there's 1 monster in the game that can do ice blight. So, like, yeah, there's definitely some variety missing in terms of elemental representation. But that's just part of having only 30 monsters. It's kind of unfortunate that, like, a third of the roster causes fire blight. Because fire monsters have always been overrepresented. And I feel like they definitely had a chance to not have that be the case, considering the roster in this game is primarily new monsters. But, oh well. We get to deal with what we've got, and what we've got is a really fine game. Like, I can't stress it enough. This Monster Hunter game's gameplay blows all the others out of the water. Everything feels good. Interacting with the environments and the monsters is great. The way the monsters interact with each other feels right. Like, for 2 giant monsters to spot each other and then just both go after the tiny hunter, even though they have a predator-prey relationship with each other, that just never felt right. But in this game, there's turf wars. Honestly, I would have liked to see more official turf wars, like where it actually says turf war on the right and the monsters have an animation of actually just going at it with each other. But unfortunately, that isn't really the case. We don't get much of that in this game. There's only specific ones. But the ones that there are cool, and the fact that even if there isn't an official turf war, the monsters can still mess with each other. Like, Basiljuice doesn't have an official turf war, but he'll still mess up any monster that's around. So, like, there's definitely a lot going on in this game. A lot of overlapping systems that just, they feel good working together. And, like, yeah, there's a lot to tear into for this game, and I really appreciate that. It definitely feels bigger than its roster would suggest. And, like, it's only got 5 maps, but each of those 5 maps is pretty big and feels good. Like, we could definitely use an ice map, like a tundra type area, added in DLC with some ice monsters to populate it. That would be great. Because again, Legiana being the only ice monster in the game. Like, even Kushala used to be an ice monster, but in this game is not. At least it doesn't cause ice blight. So yeah, thankfully we know that there are more monsters coming to this game. So, like, it's the first game they've had on a console that supports patching. And they really have an opportunity here to just patch and patch and patch. I wouldn't even mind paying for expansions every once in a while, though they've said that, like, the paid DLC is all going to be cosmetic. So, yeah, there's definitely an opportunity for this game to just get even better as time goes on. And I'm really excited to see how it does get better. Because, like, all we know that they're adding for sure is Devil Joe. But we know there's going to be more than just Devil Joe over time. And, like, maybe next year or maybe the year after, but I would imagine probably next year at some point, we could probably expect maybe a G-Rank expansion that'll add new maps and a ton of new monsters. And that would be really cool. And, like, I can't exactly fault them for the relatively low amount of different maps and monsters, because A, the visual fidelity of everything was great. It's all running on a new engine, which means they couldn't just port the monsters over. They had to completely re-rig everything and redo all the animations and everything. So, like, the fact that we got 30 monsters is still pretty good, even if 3 of them were subspecies. But that's only 3. So, like, yeah, if we look at other Monster Hunter games that have been total reboots in an entirely new engine, that's just try. And that had 18 monsters. I'll take 30 over 18, especially when there's so much more going on in this game than there was in Try. So yeah, I'm pleased with what we've got so far, and I am eagerly awaiting what we've got in the future. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and just let these credits play, and I'll be quiet for the rest of them unless I think of something else. So I'll be back when they're done. All right. My thanks go out to everyone who worked on this game, and also to everyone who's watched this run so far. We're not done yet. There are a few more quests that everyone gets, and there's a few more things that we haven't fought in high rank, at least not on camera. So there's going to be a few more episodes of this, but my thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed watching as much as I've enjoyed playing. And what's going on now?
Hey! How's it going?
We getting some new blood or something?
Look who's here. I knew it was only a matter of time. You ready to shake things up? The new world awaits. Let's get hunting.
Okay, we've gone to HR 29, which I am told is actually a point at which it caps again until you do a specific quest. So, yeah. Streamstone shard. Ah, those come from temperate monsters. All right. So that's going to be it for this episode. Join us next time when we do whatever it is we feel like doing. See you then, friends.